back with another haul today, and this is my last haul of 2025. It's the end of December right now, and this is all of the manga and manhwa and novels that I've gotten in the mail the past maybe 3 weeks. I have some more off to the side as well, so once I get through this stack, I'll pull the next stack over. But I'm going to go through some of the shoujo sei titles, and then a GL, seinen and shonen, and some gaming books, and then all the BL that I picked up. So as usual, the timestamps will be down below if you want to jump around. So before I get into the books, I was really excited about a project that I did. It's actually been over the past couple months, so not just this month in December, but YoRHa's birthday, YoRHa from Love of Kill. His birthday is December 12th. So this year for his birthday, I commissioned a fan art that I could send to the mangaka with some fan mail. And it was such a nerve-wracking experience for me because it was my first time sending fan mail to a mangaka. But this series is so special to me, and now that it's over, I wanted to do something, so I thought YoRHa's birthday was the perfect opportunity. But this illustration is based on the color spread in volume 14. When YoRHa is cooking breakfast for Chateau, and then the fan art commission basically is this scene after he has served the breakfast, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. They're so cute. But in addition to the print for the mangaka, I printed some extras, with the artist's permission of course, to send to some of my friends that like Love of Kill. So I was really excited, really anxious through most of November when I was working on all the details with this project. It was my first time commissioning fan art, my first time ordering prints, my first time sending fan mail, so I was just really nervous about it, but it ended up going really well and I'm super happy with it. Okay, so I have some shoujo new releases. First, A Sign of Affection, volume 12. So just plugging along with this, I enjoy this story. It's a university set romance, and I've been pretty happy with the developments in the latest content, but this one has a color page. Very cute. I think it was the volume 13 cover illustration that I saw that was recently revealed. It might be volume 14, I can't remember, but it's really cute. And just always looking forward to more releases of this one. Next is volume 11 of Tsubaki-chou Lonely Planet. Another one that I'm just happy every time there's a new volume release. This series is almost complete. It's complete in Japan at 14 volumes, so we have 3 to go. But just the basic premise is that this high school girl is working as a live-in housekeeper for this historical novelist, and they bond over some of their shared experiences that they've had. I don't honestly remember what happens in this volume. I've read the whole series before, but I'm waiting until the series completes before I do another read-through. I think with the first couple volumes I read as they released, but then I decided to wait to read any more until it completes so that I can just binge it. But I really like Mika Yamamori. I'm a big fan of her art style and storytelling, and this is my favorite of her works. So really looking forward to when this one completes with the English release. And Yona of the Dawn, volume 45. So this one just ended in Japan. The final chapter released a week ago or maybe 2 weeks ago, but we're not too far behind. I thought that the series was going to end with volume 47, but the mangaka posted on Twitter that rather than trying to squeeze everything into volume 47, that they were going to put the last 2 chapters into volume 48 with a extra bonus chapter. So that extra chapter, which is past the final chapter, that chapter is going to release, I think, in February. So really hoping that we'll get a time skip, and really looking forward to seeing what that extra content is going to be. Ultimately, I was happy with the ending. It was pretty sad seeing the series come to a close because it's just been one that I've been enjoying following. I was late to Yona of the Dawn. I have only been reading it for the past maybe 3 years, so when I got into it, I was able to binge a chunk of it, and then I followed it as it released. But now with the English release, we just have 3 more volumes left, so I can't believe this series will be complete on my bookshelf soon, and I can't wait for that extra chapter that's going to be released next year in Japan. Next, I have a josei title, Virgin Marriage, A Maiden Voyage into Passion's Embrace, Volume 3. So I think this one is complete at 4 volumes. I think. So it's almost completed. I really like this story. It is a spicy romance following this married couple. It is extremely wholesome and sweet and romantic. But basically, they have an arranged marriage, and through the first year of their marriage, they don't have any intimacy. And then at their 1-year anniversary, they both have decided they would like to take things a step further in that department. But they're both lacking experience, so it's something that they learn to do together. And it's just very sweet, very, like I said, wholesome, but also quite spicy. I've read through Volume 3 already, so I'm really looking forward to Volume 4 to see how the story is going to wrap up. But just really glad that this one got an English release, and then this author-artist duo has another series that has been releasing, and that one is going to be concluding soon as well. I just blanked on what it's called. I think it's called The Yakuza and His Omega. I just peeked to see if there was an ad at the end, but there wasn't. But yeah, so this one's almost complete, and I think I said this in my last video or last couple videos. I'm always just looking for new steamship titles to love because so far they've been really hit or miss for me. I've found a couple that I really like, and then just a lot of them that I've read have not been for me at all. So yeah, Virgin Marriage. Next is Under the Oak Tree, Volume 2 of the novel. And I got a first edition that has the sprayed edges. And when I first saw the sprayed edges for Volume 2 and the quote that was going to be on it, I was like, why is it I shall love thee? And I was just like, they don't talk like that in the series. What is going on? So I was really pleased when I read this and I saw that this is a quote from a ballad that someone is singing in the story. So I was relieved when I saw that. I was like imagining Riften saying this to Maxie, and I'm just like, he wouldn't. But gorgeous cover. The 3rd volume is going to have a different artist doing the covers. So Volumes 1 and 2 were by the same artist, and then Volume 3 is going to be by a different artist. I'm not sure why, but Volume 1, the cover illustration is my favorite of the 3. But then I do like the Volume 3 cover illustration too, so I don't know, it's fine. But I read this a week ago or maybe 2 weeks ago. Have a little ribbon from the first edition release, and oh yeah, I tabbed it. So after I read, I had this whole experience with Volume 1. I had bought Volume 1 without the sprayed edges. I didn't buy a first edition, and I tabbed it. And then once I finished reading it, I realized that there was a version with sprayed edges. And so then I bought that version, and I re-tabbed it. And then when I read this one, I tabbed it as I read, and this is my key. And the way that I did it, because of the sprayed edges, I didn't want to have tabs sticking out, is I just kind of did them like that. And I'm pretty happy with it. That's how I did Volume 1 as well. And then also the other novel that I did that was Define the Relationship, because that one has sprayed edges as well. But this one I enjoyed reading. The spice in this volume, there is not as much as in Volume 1, which surprised me, but then the spice at the end is super, super good. So I just wanted to mention that. The first 2/3 of this novel were pretty frustrating for me to read, but that's just because of the conflict and Maxie's insecurities and stuff really coming to a peak. I don't know where the story goes after this. I've read the first 4 seasons of the Manhwa online, and this covers almost to the end of season 4. So novel 3 is going to finish season 4 and then continue into season 5. So it's almost caught up with what I've already read. And I recently was talking to a friend who gave me a heads up about what the rest of the story, like the kind of time frames and like the major plot points that were going to happen, just because I had seen some spoilers online and I was really just feeling impatient and just really wanted to know. So I was like, okay, I've already been spoiled, so just spoil me a little more so that I can know what to expect, because even though I'm really eager to get volume 3 of the novel, once I get it, I'll read it, and then I'll just have to wait for volume 4. So yeah, I enjoy this story. It's historical set with fantasy elements. It follows this girl, Maxie, who is married to a very famous knight, and she just feels such insecurities, such low self-worth because of the abuse that she went through growing up in a household that didn't love her and just treated her really poorly. So that has carried into adulthood, and within her marriage, she is so insecure and so afraid that if her husband finds out about what her upbringing was like, he will look down on her, he won't love her anymore. So a lot of inner monologue in this volume around those feelings. But enjoyed this volume and really eager for volume 3. Next is a brand new GL Manhwa series. I got an early release of this volume for review from Ice Press. Thank you so much, Ice Press. And I don't know if I'm just like really out of tune to new releases. So much just like goes over my head and I miss announcements and stuff, but I had never heard of this one until I opened it in the mail. And of course, I read it right away. I love getting into new series, and I actually prefer going in blind, so I kind of liked that I was able to do that. But this one follows this girl who is a high schooler who is super delusional and is in love with one of her classmates. The art style is really fun. So she's in love with her classmate and kind of stalks around him like a creep and thinks that they're meant for each other. There's a new girl in the school who she sees talking to him, and she feels so threatened. So she invites the girl over to her house with the intent of tying her up in the basement so that she will not be a threat. But then over the course of the night, she has a good time and kind of gets distracted and forgets to confine this girl and realizes that she's made a friend and doesn't really know how to sort those feelings. But this was a fun volume. It's pretty funny to me how she's so delusional, and is also like kind of terrible to this girl who is now her friend. There is quite a bit of dark humor in this, which I enjoy. There are also hints to both of the main characters having trauma, so it's just kind of something you notice about her as it's going through. Like, she's always alone at home, eating by herself, her family isn't there. I think I forgot to show the other girl. And that's her classmate that she becomes friends with, and she has some trauma from her past as well. So if I remember correctly, I think this is going to be only 4 volumes. The digital release of this is already completed. I can't remember. Let me check. Yeah, so the digital release is on TappyTune, and it is complete at 46 chapters with 10 epilogue chapters. And this doesn't say how much it covers, but I'm assuming that this is like a quarter of the 14 chapters. So assuming that this is going to be 4 volumes, but looking forward to seeing how things go, because by the end of this volume, our girl here is starting to realize that she really cares about this new friend of hers, but that she has been treating pretty terribly just to try to get closer to her crush. But excited to see where the story goes with this one. Next are a couple seinen series. So first, Oshi no Ko Volume 12. I love this cover. So whenever I first saw the volume spines, I think was when I was in Japan, because the series was already completed. I saw the lineup of the volume spines and I just really disliked that it was like white, 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 black, black, white. I'm looking at my shelves now. Black, pink, white, black, green. I was so bothered by that aesthetic, but now that the green volume has released in English, I love it, especially because Frill is on the cover and her eyes are green, and then with this outfit, it looks really gorgeous having this green strip here kind of complementing how she looks. So I don't know, the kind of mismatched spines have grown on me, even though the aesthetic really bothered me. And that was actually something that made me think I didn't want to collect this series. But after reading this series, I enjoyed it so much that I wanted to collect it. And yeah, now I have the green spine and I'll be happy having it there. But this series follows a set of twins who are seeking revenge through most of the plotline on behalf of their mother. So their mother was an idol, and now that these kids are growing up and they're high school age through most of the story, the daughter is also becoming an idol, and the son is not really wanting to be a celebrity, but has done some acting from when he was little and is continuing to do it so that he can have the ties that he needs to be able to get the information that he wants to get. So this one has a color page. But I really like this story. Aqua is my favorite character. I don't really want to flip through it at all because of spoilers, but just a couple panels. My favorite character is Aqua, and then my next favorite character is Gotanda. So really love the relationship and the story. But plugging along with this release and looking forward to more of the volumes to come out. Next is A Man and His Cat, volume 14. So I recently binged this series with the copies that I was able to check out from my library, and it only had through volume 11. So then I picked up 1 through 11, but then also I picked up 12 and 13, which had already released, and then I had this one pre-ordered. So when I got this in the mail, I just decided to catch up. So I caught up on 12, 13, and 14. Really enjoyed all of these volumes. I am a really big fan of this series. I love music series, but then I also just really love series that get me going emotionally. And I have cried through over half of the volumes of this series. I really love the main character, and while the story does have like a man and his cat, it's about him and his pet cat and how his cat is like comforting him and their cute owner-pet dynamic, little cute moments that they have. But then in addition to that comedy and the animal side of things, I really, really love his journey through the story of healing, because he has lost his wife. He's a widower. He misses her so much. And it has really affected him even in his work, that he had been a concert pianist. But after losing his wife, the trauma from that has left him unable to do that anymore. But I love so much in this volume, just him continuing his journey of not just like moving on, but just healing, coming to terms with things, and being able to overcome the things that trauma has kind of left him unable to do on his own. But I loved so much all the scenes of him in disguise. Look at him with his long hair, his wig and sunglasses. But yeah, so really love this series. Can't wait for the next volume. Next is One Piece, volume 110. And I'm just picking up the volumes as they release, finally into Egghead. I think volume 109 might have gotten into Egghead Island. But yeah, so we have this cover. I just had opened it. Sanji! But I've been following One Piece on the Shonen Jump app, so I am caught up to the latest chapter. Looking forward to getting into the Elbaf arc for the print release. I love Sanji's outfit in that arc, But the latest chapters have been so good, just like so many huge reveals that literally go back to chapter 1 of One Piece and tying things together from the past with the present, and it's really exciting. And I'm so curious how much we have left of this story. I feel like it's going to be ending soon because it's just like reveal after reveal. But at some point, I'll go back through and reread from my physicals. So the last 3 years, I've read over 100 volumes of One Piece every year for the first time I read it, and then the next 2 years, it was for Sanji's birthday that I read the whole series again. But I think once the Egghead Island volumes finish, I'll probably just do a mini binge of maybe from like the Onigashima raid through the end of Egghead Island. I was planning to do a full read through again this year, well, next year. Like I typically do like January and February, so that I'll have it completed before Sanji's birthday in March. But this year I'm not going to do my full read through because I have so many novels that I want to read in 2026, and I've been feeling really overwhelmed, but I just really want to focus on my novel TBR. So for Sanji's birthday this year, I'm just gonna probably reread his Food Wars volume, which I love. I love that. We got that one shot in print, and I think I'm gonna read that. I don't think by like the beginning of March we'll have all of the Egghead Island volumes, so I'll just read that sometime next year, like my mini binge. But happy to have this one. The last volume spine was pink, and now we have brown, so I'm excited to see the next volume spines because I love how the singles look on the shelf. Like even though this one's brown, it's like purple and pink and yellow, and it's just so colorful, and I love looking at my One Piece shelves. But we'll be waiting for volume 111. Next, I have a fanzine, Path of Life, a Kakashi Hatake zine, and I uploaded a YouTube short sharing like all the merch items that came with this. So I love collecting fanzines. It is just an opportunity to find a lot of fan art for characters or series that I like. And then this one has quite a bit of fanfics in it as well. This one's so funny. But this fanzine also had an NSFW digital release, which I also got. And then it had several merch items. I got the bundle that like came with everything because I really wanted the tote bag, and then I got the washi tape, and I cut a few pieces off so that I could have every illustration from the washi tape here in the back of my book. But I haven't read the stories yet in this one. I read all the NSFW ones. I've flipped through this and looked at all the illustrations, but I need to go through and read this. But I really like how it's called Path of Life, and it's set up literally like starting with his childhood art and stories, and then Anbu art and stories, and then being the Jonin, being the Cell 7 leader, and then into the next couple parts of his life. So I thought that was really cool, and I'm excited to read these stories. I'm super happy that in 2025 there is still new Kakashi fan art and zines that are coming out, so glad I didn't miss out on this one. As of now, it's the end of December right now. They haven't done the leftover sale yet, so probably in like earlier mid-January, they'll probably do the leftover sale. So I'll put a link in the video description to the zine page if you want to check that out. Next, I have a couple books from gaming series. So first is NieR, the poster collection. And this isn't just NieR Automata, it is also NieR Replicant, and it says here, Celebrate the 15th anniversary of NieR with this compilation of 32 large format full color art prints. And it has art from the NieR games, Replicant, Gestalt, Automata, Reincarnation, and then YoRHa stage plays, musicals, orchestral events, and albums. So some of the music ones are really cool. But I'll just do a quick flip through. It might be hard to tell, but like this is huge. Like compared to a yen press volume, is huge. But 32 removable posters. I don't know if we'll remove any of these because then we won't be able to put them back. But gorgeous art. We'll probably just have this on our shelf as an art book. Ah! He's so ripped. But my husband is a huge fan of this series, and I've enjoyed watching him play the games. I am planning to read the light novels. At some point, they're kind of lower on my priority list because I have so many other things that I'm trying to read. But we also watched the anime, really enjoyed it. And we have the other gaming art books for NieR, and I just love all this art. I really would like to go to one of the NieR concerts. I really hope that we might have the opportunity to do that. If they perform in the US or maybe in Canada, we can go over to Canada. But poster collection, gorgeous. Really happy to have this. And then the other gaming book is this Outer Wilds Design Works book. And this is one that my husband has played and enjoyed. I'm glad he didn't miss out on this book. It was like a smaller project and he was able to pre-order. It had a different bundle that had a ton of merch, but it was like double the price to add on the merch. So he just got the book version, which has a ton of art inside, as well as information about the game. So I don't really have a lot to say about that. He said not to show too much because there are some spoilers. So I just did a quick flip through, but Outer Wilds, glad that we were able to pick this up because my husband has a lot of games that he really enjoys, and I like that. Because I just go wild with my own collection of manga and novels, it makes me glad when he can pick up the gaming books that are for his favorite series. Next, I have some BL titles. Before I get into those, I have some prints that a friend sent to me. I love that this washi tape had this art from Codename Anastasia of them with ears. I am waiting really impatiently for the manhwa or the novel to get an English print release. I would really like to have the novel in print. But big thank you to my friend Summer who sent me these net prints. So these first three from Haikyu. I love their outfits so much, but this is an artist that she follows on Twitter, and they had released these prints. So my favorite character in Haikyu is Omi, and my favorite ship is Saku Atsu. So love him, love the twins, love their team. So happy to have these. And then the other three are from a manhwa series that I've really been enjoying, Red Thread Quest. And I think this is actually my first merch of the series, these net prints, and I have some on the way as well. I do have a Korea proxy order open, but I've been enjoying this series so much. Really been anxious reading season 2 so far, with the kind of historical part of the story being the focus now, but really love the main characters and really excited to see where the story goes. But thank you so much, Summer, for thinking of me and getting these for me. And then most of these BL volumes are new releases. So first, volume 11 of Black or White. So this one is coming to an end soon. I think it's complete at 14 volumes in Japan. So we're almost there, just a couple volumes left. I think I've read through volume 12, so I got ahead a little into the Japanese volumes, but I haven't read the finale yet. I'm really excited to find out basically how things are going to resolve, because I don't remember if it was in volume 10 or 9, or maybe even the end of volume 8, there was this big twist, and I'm just so anxious to see like how it's going to be resolved, how things are going to pan out with these two. I love them both so much. I love their dynamic together so much. So the story follows these two guys who are actors and high school sweethearts, and they've kept their relationship hidden from the public eye. They've both been kind of typecast, so he is always given like princely roles, the good-looking male lead, and then he's always given villain characters. And then early in the story, he is given the opportunity to play a different type of role and kind of has a breakthrough as an actor. But what's really cute is that their on-screen personalities, or the roles that they typically play, are like the opposite for the way they are in real life. The one who is always playing a villain is so sweet and just gentle and kind, and the one who is more princely in private, he actually is very jealous and possessive and insecure at times. So I've just had a blast reading this series, and I'm kind of sad it's going to be ending, though I'm not sure when it's going to end because we still have 3 volumes, so maybe by the end of 2026, hopefully. I don't know, they might have the release schedule up already, so I'll double check, but just a few more volumes to go, and looking forward to seeing how the series wraps up. And then Fox and Puppy, this is a new Tokyo Pop one-shot, and it's actually a spin-off story to Tokyo Pop's other series, Star and Hedgehog. And I like both of these series a lot. The 2 dark-haired male leads in each of them are brothers. So Star and Hedgehog follows the younger brother and his relationship, and then Fox and Puppy follows the older brother's relationship, who is a novelist and gets into a relationship, a casual relationship with his editor, who before working as his editor has always been a huge fan of his writing. But of the 2 of them, I like this one better because, I don't know, just the characters are older, and I really like his kind of character profile. He is more promiscuous and doesn't really want a real relationship because of things from his past, and his arc through the story is satisfying. This one has a younger top dynamic, which I don't always love. He kind of annoyed me a bit in the story, just like with his unrequited feelings, that he just pushes and pushes and pushes his feelings onto him, who has made it clear that he's not wanting to be in a relationship. But ultimately, I really liked their dynamic by the end, and overall enjoyed the story. So I don't remember if I showed the back, but if you want to pause and read the official blurb. But this one is a bit spicier too than Star and Hedgehog. He is a man who knows what he wants, and I love that he is an older power bottom and gets what he wants. Another one-shot, this time from Kuma, director Akasaka's Princely Training Course. So this one is like, I guess I didn't look at the page count to compare, but this one is like thicker than the others. I don't know, there aren't page numbers, so I can't really check. But this one also has a younger top dynamic and a muscular power bottom. This one is an office romance with a little age gap. So he is the superior and he is his subordinate that he is training for a position. They have a run-in outside of a gay bar, and then the next day he comes in for his first day of work, and he does not want anyone to know about what he does outside of work. So this one too, they end up getting into a casual relationship. One of the characters having stronger feelings, unrequited. And then the older character, again, having a little bit of baggage. So it does have some similarities to Fox and Puppy in that regard, though this one is an office setting and has a totally different vibe to it. So I did enjoy this one. It is also spicy. I didn't love the dynamic between the characters though, so I didn't love it as much as other people probably love it, but it was a fun read. Next is Afterglow. So I thought this was a one-shot. I was really looking forward to the release, and I saw that it actually has a volume 2 that is currently serializing the chapters in Japan right now. So really hoping that 7 Seas is going to just go ahead and continue this one with volume 2. Can't wait for more of the story. So this one follows a doctor who has recently been transferred from the city to a smaller town and kind of demoted into a different department. He's a bit upset about his circumstances and is drunk one night and encounters this Yakuza guy who offers to comfort him, and they become entangled, and I really love their dynamic in this story. They're just from 2 different worlds, but because of each of their experiences, they're able to really understand each other and understand the feelings that they have, the grief and regret and loneliness and belonging that they each desire to have. It was really interesting to just kind of the way that the Yakuza plot points were written, because I love gangster series. So of course this one is right up my alley, but I love that there was so much focus on their relationship, but then details about his workplace and then details about his family and just what he does at night. I feel like the story was well written, really intriguing. Their emotion was depicted super well. This one is very spicy, and I love the Yakuza guy's charm. He's so smooth, so dirty though. His dirty talk is just like, ah! But really enjoyed this one. I'll put this up here if you want to. If you want to pause and read the official blurb. But I really enjoyed this one. Afterglow. Can't wait for volume 2. And then this has probably been my most highly anticipated release of maybe all of 2025, or at least the second half of 2025. I've been in such anticipation of this release. Bxtch Baby. Here is the blurb. But I have read the digital release of this series and I loved it. It follows this guy who is from a rich family and is fighting to become the heir of the company. He's very capable, but because of his sexual preference, his grandfather has prioritized his brother over him for the heir, even though his brother is not nearly as qualified. He's always getting into trouble. He's always in the news for scandals. So then he gets to have another shot at the position, but in an attempt to keep his bedroom relationships quiet from his grandfather, but then also the press, he buys the service of this man to basically be a kept man for a year. And he knows that it's an offer he will not be able to refuse because of the debts that this man has. He is super pushy, and even though when they first meet, they get off on the right foot, and then they get off on the wrong foot, and then he feels super wronged, but ultimately just really needs the money. But I'm so excited for this release to continue. This is one of my favorite manhwas and overall one of my favorite BL series. I love the art style and it just gets better and better as it goes. I really hope that we're going to get the side stories too with all the different AUs. But I just really like the character arc for both of the main characters. It kind of has the same cliche trope of a person in debt having to use their body to help pay off the debts, but this time it is the top who is the one who is in debt and paying it off to the bottom who is rich, and again, a bit of a power bottom, and I absolutely love that. But really excited to have this one in print and can't wait to reread it in book format. I really love both of these characters, and I made an Instagram post after the licensing announcement, but I really like this guy. He reminds me so much of Carlisle from Define the Relationship. If Carlisle had yandere characteristics and was just very possessive and obsessive, and I just really love that about him. But super excited to have this now and cannot wait for the future volume releases. I don't have any Danmei in this haul, but I did get another fan project that is Danmei related. So this was a fan calendar, so not a zine technically, but a warm Hearth 2026 priest calendar. So I have read 3 priest titles so far. So I've read all of Guardian and all of Stars of Chaos, and I've gotten into Coins of Destiny. I've just read the first volume and I have the next volume, volume 2 pre-ordered. I'm still waiting for Silent Reading. I pre-ordered it and I'm still waiting for it to come in the mail. But, oh, and also Drowning Sorrow in Raging Fire, which I haven't started yet. So excited to read that one. Really excited to read Silent Reading because it's modern day set. But when I found out about this fan project, I was really excited to pre-order and support the project. The moderators who organized this project the last 2 years have done Danmei calendars that were ship specific about, I forget who they were, but 2025 was one ship and then 2024 was another. But then I was happy that with 2026, it was an author that I had read some of their work. But each calendar page has a different fan art from a different priest series. So I am not familiar with a lot of them because I've only read a couple of her series. But Silent Reading. The last one was Drowning Sorrows in Raging Fire. The Defectives. Oh yeah, I have this one, volume 1. I need to read it still. Pure White Devil. Have not read that one. Guardian. Lord Seventh. Stars of Chaos. Another Silent Reading. I'm so excited to read this one. Drowning Sorrows in Raging Fire. Faraway Wanderers. Coins of Destiny. And then here is the contributor page. And then there were some merch items, not a lot, just a couple prints and a couple sticker sheets, but I'm excited to have everything. And I have a little album with all my Danmei fan art and official art from the special edition releases. So gonna keep all that together. But I'm glad I didn't miss out on this one. They already did the leftover sale, so I think this one has ended, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they do for their next calendar, 2027. They did a poll or a question box in their Instagram stories asking for ideas, so I'm really curious what they're gonna pick for their next theme. And then lastly, I have 2 BL novels from Beloved Publishing. So first I have a Japanese novel, Deadheat, and this is volume 2 of the Deadlock series. So I already have volume 1, which is Deadlock. And I did read the manga before reading the novel. So the 4 volumes of the manga are adapted from volume 1 of the novel. So I read volume 1 and it was really nice kind of getting some extra detail, extra inner monologue that just gave a little extra than what is in the manga. But then I was so excited to get into the next novel to see what happened after that. So Deadheat picks up right after the first volume, and I think it's only like a month or like a month and a half after Deadlock is Deadheat. And it is a bit thinner, like just on the shelf it is skinnier, but even the page count it is like quite a bit shorter, which would be fine. But then I was a little frustrated that so much, like not just in the first chapter or two, but in the first like 5 chapters, there is so much like recapping what happened in volume 1. I don't know if that's just to like make this more readable if you didn't read Deadlock, but like, how can you just read Deadheat and not read Deadlock first? But then even like later, like in later sections of the story, it will kind of cut to a recap of something from volume 1 again. So that was kind of frustrating because I read them back to back. I read volume 1 and then right into volume 2. So I was ready for new content, and then it just kept being like, just like back in volume 1, and then recapping like entire scenes. But I was really excited to get into Deadheat to kind of find out what happened. If you've read volume 1 already of Deadlock, you know that it is set in a prison, and then Deadheat follows after that content in a different setting and kind of with the male leads having a different aim. This art of this scene was my favorite part of the whole book. I was just like longing for this scene to happen, but I did do a little bit of tabbing. As I read, and I'm really looking forward to volume 3. I think it comes out in March, Deadshot, and I think that's the final volume, and it's 3 volumes. I'm not sure if there's a 4th volume with side stories or if it's just the 3, but really loving this release, really enjoying this story, and the print quality is super nice. The books are so nice and really easy to read from. Just the book feels so luxe. I love that we get these color pages, and yeah, just enjoying this one. And then the last book in my haul is Dear Benjamin, Volume 2. I loved this volume. So this completes the main story for Dear Benjamin, and evidently there is a sequel and side stories. So I'm really hoping that Beloved Publishing is going to translate and print those for us as well. But I loved this story so much. I really, really liked volume 1, and then I was just so impatient to get this volume. This one is an Omegaverse series, and the alpha character is an arms dealer with blood ties to the Italian mafia, and then this main character is an Omega that runs a flower shop, and he's very mysterious because he is on the run from something, and the alpha is so drawn to him and just intrigued by what his secrets are, and I really, really enjoyed this one. So I ordered, some of my extra tabs. So I ordered directly from the publisher, so I got some extra art prints along with the book release, but super, super happy with this one. Just like with Deadheat, I kind of don't want to say too much about the plot of volume 2 because I don't want to give spoilers, but I really enjoyed this volume. This is a new favorite Omegaverse series for me. I have a hard time ranking things because I have a bit of recency bias. So rather than saying where it ranks for my Omegaverse favorites, it just is a new top favorite for me for Omegaverse. And I really hope that we'll get the sequel and side stories. I'm really not sure if the sequel will follow them or if it will follow some other characters in the story, which I wouldn't mind, but I really love the Omega in this one. And I love their relationship so much, the dynamic between them, because the Alpha has always been really promiscuous, has had a real dislike for Omegas, and sought out Beta partners. So he can't figure out why he's so infatuated with him, but his character arc is really fun. He's a big scary man, but he's also a little silly and slow about certain things. But the Omega in it, I love how capable he is and how strong he is. So really happy to have these now. And again, like for the 5th time, I really hope that we'll get the sequel and side stories. But this is everything. So closing out my year of manga hauls, novels, manhwa. My plans for my next couple videos, I'm intending to do a video for my favorite manga and manhwa reads of 2025, and then a separate video for my favorite novels of 2025. Through the year, I was keeping track every month of my favorite reads every month, and I just got swept up into Danmei this year, and so a lot of my favorite reads for each month were Danmei titles. But I still every month was reading a lot of manga, and don't want to just have my favorite reads of the year be only novels, so I'm going to split it up and go through my reads for each month and compile my favorite manga reads and my favorite novel reads, and hopefully I'll have those up early January before I have another haul video. But that said, I do have some mid-December pre-orders that are just taking forever to get to me, that are expected the first week of January, and then Books A Million just had a big sale, so I took advantage of that and have some more coming from them. So that's what my next couple of videos are going to look like. My favorite manga and manhwa reads of 2025, my favorite novel reads of 2025, and then I'll be probably overdue for another haul video. But that's everything for this haul, and hope everyone has a safe rest of the year, and see everyone in 2026. Thanks for watching.